Thank you to all of you for being here. Thank you, Minister. I want to start with a troubling incident that happened at the Montreal Passport Office where passport officials told an Israeli woman that they could not put Israel on her passport. Minister, did you instruct Service Canada officials to not allow Israel as a country of birth on passports?
So thanks for that question. Familiar with that. We've received messages on that. IRCC department has responded to some media outlet. Definitely not. Israel is a country, and anybody who is born in Israel can put that in their passport.
So, can you supply the Passport Canada policy documents that this official would have referenced to make their decision?
So the policies would be handled by Service Canada, but certainly I don't personally have them, and I wouldn't have them myself. But I am aware because there's been a number of questions raised, and the Department of IRCC's worked with ESDC on that issue.
So as the Minister responsible for passports, do you condemn the rogue behavior of that agent then?
Listen, Israel is a country, and
so do you condemn
there
the
has
behavior
been no
of that
changes
agent?
in those policies.
So do you condemn the behavior of the agent?
I don't understand the word condemn. I'm not sure what that means. Obviously, that was not, that's not correct.
Let me put it another way. So your deputy minister is right beside you. Would you instruct him to reprimand or fire these employees for denying the existence of Israel as a country?
They're not our employees.
Should you be speaking to your counterpart and asking for them to deal with that employee?
Well, the minister responsible for the file would be obviously speaking with department and staff on that.
So you've spoken to that minister about this issue?
When it first came to understand what the relationship is between IRCC and ESDC.
In your opinion, is Jerusalem to be considered to be part of Israel?
Is Jerusalem considered? Listen, people have the right to put where they're born.
So if you put Jerusalem, is that Israel?
Pardon?
If you put Jerusalem, is that Israel?
Well, we put the country of birth. I know.
Okay, let's move to the, you mentioned in your opening statement about the one-time initiatives to recalibrate our immigration system. So there's 115,000 protected persons and 33,000 temporary workers. So I'm a little confused. What category are they going to show up on the levels plan when they're being reported? Are those humanitarian compassionate people?
Okay, yeah. So let me start with, if you'll allow me, if not someone else will, but the protected person in Canada category, if I can explain to you the definition of that.
Well, I don't need that.
Okay, so your question, no, did not
so I'm
give
wondering
me the idea that
okay.
Maybe perhaps you go ahead and ask that again.
Okay, so you put in the plan, well, you didn't put in the plan, you put in a little asterisk at the bottom of the plan, where, by the way, we're going to add another 115,000 people to this plan. So the plan is actually going to be higher than you said. I'm just curious where those people are going to show up in the plan once they actually are granted PR.
So the addition of that number is in addition to the plan. That is correct.
And so what line on the plan are they going to show up as?
Well, they're in the budget. It was presented in Parliament. It's there, transparent.
So the number,
everybody is seeing it. They are in addition to the plan.
But I'm confused. You're saying they're in the budget, but they're in addition to the budget. So which is it? Are they in the budget or in addition to the budget?
Not the budget. They are in addition to the level plan.
Okay.
It's a one-time initiative over the next 2 years.
So when you said the levels were going to be 380,000 or whatever, they're actually going to be higher than that, is what you're saying?
Again, it's very transparent. The document is there. Those are the numbers.
I would
For the next 2 years, these are one-time initiatives.
But Minister,
these are people who have been living.
I would disagree that it's transparent because you're saying, on the one hand, it's this number, 380,000, and on the other hand, you're saying, by the way, we're going to add in another X number of people. We don't know how many it's going to be. I don't find that transparent at all.
So again, these protected persons in Canada have been living here for years. They are working. They're paying taxes.
I understand.
They have housing, and this is the plan to bring them faster into permanent residency in a 2-year time span.
So is that why you put the unprecedented powers in C-12 to mass approve documents is for this category of people?
Those would have absolutely nothing to do with these people. These people already have the right to stay in Canada.
How do they have the right to stay in Canada? Were you going to process them one at a time, or how are you going to process so many people at once? We've been struggling. Your government's been struggling to process files for years, and all of a sudden you're magically going to approve 115,000 files. How's that going to happen?
1 minute.
It will come from the resources that are there. The department already has actively been looking at that. It will not take away from any officers that are processing other items. The
Your
department has already been looking at that and has that under
So
control.
you've somehow figured out how to suddenly become more efficient in the department? Is that what you're saying?
We're always looking at efficiencies.
Of course. Just a quick question on the ZD program. In 2023, you just established a program for these folks, survivors from Iraq. They're in the queue along with hundreds of thousands of other people. And I'm told that folks who applied 2 years ago are just now starting to be contacted.